Hi, I'm Shubhana Ryan, and joining us now is Dr. A. Janagan, who is the advisor for Hinduja Foundries based in Chennai. Hello, sir. How are you doing today?
Fine, very fine.
All right. Welcome to IFEX 2012 and the Pavilion of Forays Polymers. Sir, tell us, how do you find the IFEX this year?
Yeah, this year the effect is much better, and it is like what is happening in Germany in Düsseldorf. Once in 4 years they conduct an exhibition like this, GIFA they call it, and it is almost come to that stage now, because almost all the players in the world has come here now. So that's a good opportunity for Indians, for Indian foundrymen to get that in India. They need not spend more money.
Good. Yeah.
Yes.
It's wonderful. And how do you find our pavilion architecture?
Yeah,
this year?
pavilion outage is much better infrastructure wise, and it is very good. That's what I said. Even the stalls are nicely placed and organized better, and the ambient is good. So in all ways, I mean, it's better than any place in India.
Good to know that. And have you attended any of the technical sessions this year?
No, today not, unfortunately, because I have limited time. I have not attended. But I am the member of the technical committee, so I know what is the type of material that has gone in.
All right.
Yes.
Good. Now tell us a little bit about your organization.
Yeah, our organization is, we are Hinduja Foundries. Formerly we are called as Ennur Foundries Limited. We have started in 1961 by British Leyland, and we are currently the largest foundry in India, producing about 110,000 metric ton of automotive castings, and we are only in the field of blocks and heads, and we have 3 units. One, the Greenfield Foundry in Chennai, that is in Sri Perumbudur, that is a state-of-art foundry and world-class facilities, both in technology as well as in infrastructure. And we have the parent company in Ennur, which is started in 1961, and we have one ductile iron foundry in Hyderabad, that we bought in 2005. So the capacity of the foundry is 165,000 metric ton, and currently we have ramped up to 120,000 metric ton.
All right,
Yes.
good to know that. And how long have you been associated with
I
Forays
am
Polymers?
associated with Forest Polymer is about 10 years, more than 10 years I would rather say.
What sort of products or components
Yeah,
do you source from them?
we have been working with them closely on coal box resins and core washes and other things. And I know Vikash father and then Vikas, and I visited their plant, and we have some...
You've known them long.
Yes.
How would you rate your association with Forays Polymers in terms of quality and service?
Yeah, they have grown in a long way. Though it was originally a smaller one, and after Vikas has taken over, really I think he has given a big edge on quality front. That I am able to see by looking at his factory, how it was originally 10 years back, and now it is how it is. So that itself he has given a lot of built of the organization, and is taking much forward.
Well, thanks so much for that feedback of yours. Now, any industry has its own set of challenges. Now, what according to you are the major challenges in front of the foundry industry in India today?
The major challenges are 3. One is the current requirement of castings, whether it is used in manual covers or whether it is used in an automotive engine. The requirements are same almost. You dare say the finish, the quality, the requirements are more. So if the industry has to survive, or it has to capture the latest requirements, it has to grow with the technology and use the current materials to the requirement. That is most important. People have to look at for technology That is the first one. The second one is the challenge today is the manpower. In foundry, being a dirty job, nobody wants to come inside the foundry. So it is the foundryman job to attract the young talent, to bring them to foundry industry. How it can happen? Only it can happen if the foundry is well maintained, well built, with good technology, and working environment is very good.
Yes. And safe too.
Pay automatically, then the people will be retained. The attritions will not be there. This is the second challenge.
Are you facing a lot of attrition?
Yes,
Having said that?
yes. In fact, the attrition level currently is around 40%.
That's a very high percentage.
Very high percentage. And if you look at about 10 years back, foundry was run by a few people who have ownership with the foundry. But today, that is not there with the young people. They will have a job hopping like what IT industry, every 3 years they change a job and they want more money. But foundry, unfortunately, it is not a job like that. It is a conservative industry. The growth rate also will be conservative, and also the money what you earn also is conservative. It is not like a
Not
IT
a very
industry.
high-paying industry.
High-paying industry, and revenues are not very good. Your return of investment is not very high. But looking
hard
at
work
all
is
these things,
expected.
but of course now the hard work is not the only thing. You can also have a smart work to ensure that you are getting better output.
What about power shortages?
And
Do
the
you face
third
that
is
at all?
power shortage is a huge one. And particularly in Tamil Nadu where we are, today it is 70% power cut. And it is not only in Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Karnataka, your Kerala, even in North India, the power is an issue.
So it's all over India.
So power conservation and alternate energy is very, very important. People should look at it. These are the three actual challenges currently with the people.
Now, having spoken about the challenges, sir, tell us how your organization is adopting methods to tackle these challenges.
In particularly in our foundry, the technology, if you look at the modern foundry which we have put in 2007 in Sriperumbudur, is a world-class foundry with all mechanization, right from molding, melting, core shop,
Fully automated?
ink, yes, and also in fettling, we have put an automatic machines. So we do not want to depend on workmen in a large number.
That will help with attrition.
Yes, that is on the technology front. And on the pollution control point of view, we have maintained the pollution control norm equivalent to Euro norms. That is only 20 milligram per cubic meter. That is a norm of Europe, and we are maintaining that in our foundry. That is a new foundry. So we are complying with the latest technology and the latest pollution control norms. So we are able to attract the talents, young talents. That is first part of it. And second part of it, and retaining talent, partially we have improved our working environment, and also we are relatively paying
well.
better
Okay.
when compared to any other industry in par.
So those are some of the methods that you
yes.
adopt.
And the third one is on the power front, we are using alternate energy for melting metal. It's a gas-fired cupola, which has came in handy, and we will not lose any production even with 50% power cut.
All right. Okay. So,
So
that's
this-
a good way to
yeah,
handle
yeah,
that. All right. Now, before we let you go, sir, one last question. What are the future trends in the foundry industry?
Foundry in India particularly has a very good opportunity,
Okay.
but only thing is it has to be managed well
Okay.
to get the best out of it. The wastage minimization in foundry is very, very important. to get the profitability done. So unless every aspects of waste management is studied and controlled, foundry cannot make viable and they cannot be competitive in the competitive market. Because any foundry in abroad or any OEMs coming from abroad to India to buy casting, they always expect quality at less cost when compared to Europe.
All right.
So if you want to maintain quality at less cost, you have to be highly competitive. So the Indian foundry men should learn to know how I can be competitive at the best cost, best quality.
Well said.
That is what it is required, and I think if everybody understood this, then they can survive, and the business is there.
Well said. Well, thank you so much, sir, for being with us today, and thanks a lot for your time and enlightening us with all that information. We wish you a great day here at the event. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.